23. He which wounded in the testicles or has been made a eunuch shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. A person begotten out of wedlock shall not enter into the assembly of the Lord, even to his 10th generation shall his descendant not enter into the congregation of the Lord. An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation. Their descendant shall not enter into the assembly of the Lord forever. Because they did not meet you with food and water on the way when you came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired Balaam, son of Beor of Pethor of Mesopotamia, against you to curse you. Nevertheless, the Lord your God would not listen to Balaam, but the Lord your God turned the curse into a blessing to you, because the Lord your God loves you. You shall not seek their peace or their prosperity all You shall not ever unadmit, for he is your brother, Esau's descendant. You shall not ever an Egyptian, because you are a stranger and temporary resident in this land. Their children may enter into congregation of the Lord in their third generation. When you go forth against your enemies and are encamped, you shall keep yourselves from every evil thing. If there is among you any man who is not clean by reason of what happens to him at night, then he shall go outside the camp. He shall not come within the camp. But when evening comes, he shall bathe himself in water, and when the sun is down, he may return to the camp. You shall have a place also outside the camp, to which you shall go as a comfort station, and you shall have a paddle or a shovel among your weapons, and when you sit down outside to relieve yourself, you shall dig a hole with it and turn back and cover up what has come from you. For the Lord your God walks in the midst of your camp to deliver you and to give up your enemies before you. Therefore shall your camp be holy, that it may see nothing indecent among you, and turn away from you. You shall not give up to his master a servant who has escaped from his master to you. He shall dwell with you in your midst, wherever he chooses in one of your towns, where it pleases him best. You shall not defraud or oppress him. There shall be no cold prostitute among the daughters of Israel, neither shall there be a cold prostitute, a sodomite, among the sons of Israel. You shall not bring the hire of a harlot, or the price of a dog, a sodomite, into the house of the Lord your God as payment of a vow. For both of these, the gift and the giver, are an abomination to the Lord your God. You shall not lend on interest to your brother, interest on money, on victuals, on anything that is lent for interest. You may lend on interest to a foreigner, but to your brother you shall not lend on interest, that the Lord your God may bless you in all that you undertake in the land to which you go to possess it. When you make a vow to the Lord your God, you shall not be slack in paying it, for the Lord your God will surely require it of you, and slackness would be seen in you. But if you refrain from vowing, it will not be seen in you. The vow which has passed your lips, you shall be watchful to perform a voluntary offering which you have made to the Lord your God, which you have promised with your mouth. When you come into your neighbor's vineyard, you may eat your fill of grapes, as many as you please, but you shall not put any in your vessel. When you come into the standing grain of your neighbor, you may pluck the ears with your hand, but you shall not put a sickle to your neighbor's standing grain. Hi, precious mom, cute chick. Hi, precious Sophia. Thank you so much. Hi, precious Theology 313. Hi, precious Javier. Thank you so much. You guys have any Bible verses you'd like to read together? You are loved. You are very precious. Hi, precious paperback man 884. Thank you, precious mom. Good to see you. Are you a Muslim? Precious theology. Hi, precious MSAKASHID. I think I saw you before. Thank you for joining again. Mm. Hi, precious digital 777. Christ is King. Amen. Thank you so much. I am grateful. I am so blessed. Thank you so much. How about yourself? Hi, precious Faison Ali. Been a long night. Here am I. I hope you could take a good rest. Thank you as well. Yeah, that's the thing. What should we read? Do you have any Bible verses you'd like to read together? That's the proverb. Proverb. Random chapter. Or do you have any specific chapter you wanna read? Okay, random. The last. Oh, it's already. I'm gonna read chapter 11. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I think it's very important. Um, your perspective is really important. Um, I don't have an answer. Um, but it's interesting to see, you know, to see what has been happening outside the world. I can see that in this small streaming, this conversation, this conflict between religions, um, makes me think about what's the point of all this conflict. I I don't know. I don't have an answer. Um, but thank you for sharing. Mm, I believe we are on, each of us is on their own journey, our own journey. So I respect your perspective, and I hope you can find the answer and peace and love in your life. That's all I hope. I hope you guys understand my English. And I'm going to read Proverb 11. Of false balance and unrighteous dealings are extremely offensive and shamefully sinful to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When swelling and pride come, then emptiness and shame come also. But with the humble, those who are lowly, who have been pruned or chiseled by trial and renounce self, are skillful in godly wisdom and soundness. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the willful contrariness and crookedness of the treacherous shall destroy them. Riches provide no security in any day of wrath and judgment, but righteousness, uprightness, and right standing with God delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless shall rectify and make plain their way and keep it straight. But the wicked shall fall by their own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright, their rectitude in every area and relation shall deliver them, but the treacherous shall be taken in their own iniquity and greedy desire. When the wicked man dies, his hope for the future perishes, and the expectation of the godless comes to nothing. The uncompromisingly righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked gets into it instead. With his mouth, the godless man destroys his neighbor, but through knowledge and superior discernment shall the righteous be delivered. When dwell with the uncompromisingly righteous. The city rejoices, but when the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. By the blessing of the influence of the upright in God's favor, because of them, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He who belittles and despises his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding keeps silent. He who goes about as a tale-bearer reveals a secret, but he who is trustworthy and faithful in spirit keeps the matter hidden. Where no wise guidance is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. He who becomes security for an outsider shall smart for it, but he who hates suretyship is secure from its penalties. A gracious and good woman wins honor for her husband, and violent men win riches, but a woman who hates righteousness is a throne of dishonor for him. The merciful, kind, and generous man benefits himself, for his deeds return to bless him, but he who is cruel and callous to the wants of others brings on himself retribution. The wicked man earns deceitful wages, but he who sows righteousness, moral and spiritual rectitude in every area and relation shall have a sure reward, permanent and satisfying. He who is steadfast in righteousness, uprightness, and right standing with God attains to life, but he who pursues evil does it to his own death. They who are willfully contrary in heart are extremely disgusting and shamefully vile in the eyes of the Lord. But such as are blameless and wholehearted in their ways are his delight. Assuredly, I pledge it, the wicked shall not go unpunished, but the multitude of the uncompromisingly righteous shall be delivered. As a ring of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman who is without discretion. The desire of the consistently righteous brings only good, but the expectation of the wicked brings wrath. There are those who generously scatter uproot and yet increase more. There are those who withhold more than is fitting or what is justly due, but it results only in want. The liberal person shall be enriched, and he who waters shall himself be watered. The people curse him who holds back grain when the public needs it, but a blessing from God and man is upon the head of him who sells it. He who diligently seeks God's favor, but he who searches after evil, it shall come upon him. He who leans on, trusts in, and is confident in his riches shall fall, but the uncompromisingly righteous shall flourish like a green bough. He who troubles his own house shall inherit the wind, and the foolish shall be servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the uncompromisingly righteous is a tree of life, and he who is wise captures human lives, for God, as a fisher of men, he gathers and receives them for eternity. Behold, the uncompromisingly righteous shall be recompensed on earth. How much more the wicked and the sinner? And if the righteous are barely saved, what will become of the ungodly and wicked? Thank you, precious paperback man, and hi, precious Lenny. We read Proverbs in the Holy Bible. Hi, precious Chris Holmes. Thank you so much. I was thinking about Precious Christian's comments. I know we can have different opinions and we all are different, but I'm just wondering, why is it important to you? What does that mean to you? Uh, that there are many scientific uh, knowledge makes my head spinning, and I don't know what is the whole point of all of those things. That's just my thought. Anyway, thank you for sharing your thought again. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of your comments and support. And I believe that, like I said, all of your thoughts and perspective are important to you, to your own unique life path. I believe that. Thank you so much for being here, sharing this precious time together. This means world to me. May God's peace, love, and blessings are always with you. Hi, precious Lale, Kua, Donatia, Dila. Thank you so much. Wishing everyone a peaceful, blessed night filled with God's love. Thank you so much. May God bless you